Faxanadu is a game in which you take the role of an unnamed warrior entering the tattered and deserted hometown of his unknown past. A path is set forth by the king in hopes to change it back to its former glory. Dagger in hand, you must now retrieve a mythical sword in order to defeat the evil beings and rebirth the city to its former brilliant glory. In my opinion, the game is best described like its name, something annoying, original, and slightly playful. The name is actually a combination of two words, Xanadu and Famicom, known as the Portmanteau. Xanadu actually being from the Dragon Slayer series, and Famicom being the Japanese version. It's what is known as the NES to us in America. I know this is fairly common sense to most gamers out there, but like myself, I didn't know this stuff until my later years. So, there's this king you see.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
That was fucking stupid, wasn't it? But, I had to do it. I was bored. In the game, you're shown fairly early just how it's going to play. How you might ask? With the difficulty this game holds, they'll kill you right from the start. A few poorly done jumps, and you'll be blissfully swept off to the next topic. Wait, what was that junk the priest just spat out? Passwords? Yeah, passwords. Also known as mantras, are fairly nice and original system in the game. You die and you go back to your last stats based on the title you received. As you obtain more experience, you will gain higher and higher titles, leaving you after death with more gold based off the title you currently own. In my opinion, this was original, but can be tedious as well. It was right around here I was gonna add a Wilford Brimley's diabetes thing with, mantrabetus, but, fucking Windows Movie Maker has a real problem with Wilford Brimley, so it's gonna have to stay out this time, but I promise it'll be around sometime in the future when I find something better. Daggers and wing boots, mantras, and monsters await you. Without the mantras, you'll have a harder time making it back to where you were. In Faxanadu, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. With experience comes levels up in the forms of titles gained. The list of titles you can get are as follows. Starting with Novice, there's Aspirant, Battler, Fighter, Adept, Chevalier, Veteran, Warrior, Swordman, Hero, Soldier, Myrmidon, Champion, Superhero, Paladin, and finally, Lord. Oh yeah, and good luck finding any list on any FAQ site for that. But wait, did that just say superhero? As items go in this RPG-like platformer, there's a lot you can collect. Let me get you a little into the knowing. Items you can collect are red potions, keys, shields, weapons, armors, rings, magic, matok, wing boots, and elixirs. Other items you can gain the effects of are ointment, poison, the glove, magic training, and combat training. Red potions are used to heal yourself, of course. Keys are for story progression. Shields protect you greatly from magical attacks. When hit, you bounce back. Weapons up your damage and range of attacks slightly. Armor reduces the damage taken and changes your appearance. Magic can attack from a range and is very damaging. Rings progress the story. Matok progresses the story. Wing boots grant temporary flying, and elixirs are considered one-ups. Other items you can get that only have a temporary effect are ointments, which can make you invulnerable for a short amount of time, poison, which can hurt you, the glove, which ups your power very slightly with melee weapons, and despite all this talking, there's still a few powerful items I haven't told you about. A few I haven't even found myself, so good luck with that. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about some good old-fashioned monsters. Some of the mobs are fairly difficult, such as the jumping mobs. Their jumping happens right before they come into contact with your sword's reach, and before you know it, they're right behind you. You wouldn't think since they jump right over you, there shouldn't be much to worry about. However, when you see these monsters, they more often than not come in pairs, and usually frequent tight, cramped areas to get you into an old-school raping. When you are lower level, some of the monsters will drive you insane. They will often frequent behind doors, above ladders, on single steps, in pits, and even areas right after the screen scrolls so that you usually have no option but to get hit. In fact, the game goes to great lengths to make you suffer. Often, the enemies are even placed on lower parts so that you have no control of dodging them if you have to pass, as there is virtually no way to hit downward. Would you believe they even have some mobs occupy abandoned houses, where their colors change so you assume they're some sort of special NPC, but once you get close enough you'll find out their true intent. However, all these monsters sort of pale in comparison to one which can hit you with its mind. This one is deadly, to say the least. You like that shit, don't ya? Well, what's worse, they sometimes come in pairs, and at times are unreachable. Bosses in this game are absolutely insane. If you have watched Lord Cat's videos of him telling you guys pixel precision jumping, this game is probably the utmost example of that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oracle!